Part 24. Arcane Age. Author, Yulin Dudu. Chapter 235. I don't know how long it took, Rulin finally got tired. He stopped and arrogantly asked, "Is it still given?" "Give, money is in the book of fascinating life, can be taken out tomorrow." 8 equals dash equals dash equals. Very good, Rulin's hands quickly groped in Jude's body, scraping out the remaining 19 hintal and 25 silver tars. These are hard work, remember, the old man of Neuer will let you bring all the 600 hintal tomorrow. Otherwise. Rulin's mouth came to the ear of Jude, "Be careful with your sister." Jude's pupils shrank to the extreme, and a nameless fire broke out. Far more than he was beaten by a man with a bruised face, and he was angry when he spit blood. However, Rulin had already swayed and walked out of the alley with huff. The brown purse was thrown in his hands. This used to be the gold coin of Jude, and now it has become Rulin. Jude was lying weakly in the cold, muddy land and had not climbed up for a long time. He cried silently, but his face became more and more determined. "What a poor child! Why don't you save him?" In Ziwei, on the other side of the wall, Zero sat on the shoulder of Ziwei and shook his tail, curiously asked. "A person's life, always going through pains and sufferings, this is the price of growth. He is still a boy, but I want him to become a man," 11 Wei's low voice responded. ====. After a long time, Jude finally stood up. He found a pool, washed the blood of his body and washed away all the blood and blood. The icy, nearly frozen water stimulated his wounds. However, he did not scream. Find a hidden den and put on a clean and tidy outfit. Jude limped back to his home. This is a dark and damp second-floor building in the same old street in Bury, and it is also the place where he and his sister live together. Each floor has an area of only 20 square feet. The second floor is slightly sun-drenched and not so humid. It is a bedroom for 2 people, and the first floor is used as a kitchen and living room. As soon as he entered Brigade Street, Jude became the most popular star character in the old street. All the old people were surrounded by him, and the children ran up and played with him one by one. Because whenever Jude succeeds, he will buy a lot of delicious and fun to give to the neighborhood. But this time, all the money in Jude was swept away by Rulin, and his stomach was very hungry. "No penny. Today's money is hidden in a safe place. But I still have no chance to pick it up. Tomorrow, I will bring you food tomorrow." The children and the old people finally dispersed, and Jude slowly moved back to his home. My sister is cooking around the boiler, and a pizza is exuding a strong scent, which instantly makes Jude feel at home. "Jude, are you coming back?" The girl turned her head and her face showed a big smile. Jude is very handsome, his sister is also very beautiful, although not very tall. But because of the slimness of the body, it looks slim. Due to the lack of sun exposure for a long time, her skin is very white and almost no blood. She wore a plain white dress and a large old coat on the outside. A pair of beautiful shoes on the fiber, on the whole is a delicate little beauty. However, the beauty of all this has a fatal flaw, her eyes are big and godless. Like a beautiful painting, I did not finish the most kind, this girl. It is a blind girl. Jude quickly and cautiously picked up her sister, she was as thin as a little swan. All the way up the wooden ladder to the second floor. Putting her sister on the bed, Jude said with a smile, "Sister, I am back, give it to me. You should rest, don't get tired." "Yeah," the girl smiled sweetly. Jude gently kissed her sister's forehead, and then slowly walked down the stairs and continued to prepare dinner. Jude's sister is called Smeralda. They are not real blood brothers and sisters, but they live together and grow up in this chaotic city. Esmeralda, Jude's sister, she is not just a blind person, but also a poor person whose soul will return to the endless river at any time. The fire of her life has been swaying in the wind and will be extinguished at any time. For 1,000 gold, you can ask a priest to use his sick disease spell for his sister to let her live a healthy life. This is the goal and dream of juvenile Jude. I met a noble person today and got 600 golds. It was only one step away from the dream, but it was finally shattered. There is a volcano boiling in the heart of Jude, and it will soon erupt. Actually dare to take my sister to threaten me. Jude suppressed all the anger in his heart. He could never show it in front of his sister, otherwise he would worry his sister in vain. Your happiness, I am guarding, this is the vow made by Jude when he was 5 years old. This girl, really bones are singular. I didn't expect to find a genius with a one-for-one service, Ziwei said outside the second-floor cabin. Under the real eye, the real situation of Jude's sister is very obvious. Sister Jude is not getting sick, but the magic is out of tune. She naturally has the magic power, not the warlock who inherits the blood, nor the mage who learns meditation. This kind of person, known in history as a witch. Every witch is almost unfortunate. It is almost a universal template for a child to die. This is because they have a lot of uncontrollable on their bodies, which is comparable to the magic of radioactive materials for mortals. Magic is harmful to the human body. Even if the magician has been promoted by various souls, the physical quality is almost inferior to that of a mortal, let alone an ordinary girl. If Jude is a special physique of anti-magic, he will die early. Blind, frail, and sick, these are common symptoms of witches. Esmeralda is not a general witch, the magic of her body, if Ziwei is not wrong, belongs to the magic from the other planes in the multi-plane. In the true vision of the real magic eye, Esmeralda's body is almost divided into countless pieces by various magical powers from different multi-dimensional planes, so that she can survive is a miracle. For Ziwei, this is an excellent material for studying multi-dimensional planes. If it can help Esmeralda to adjust the magical power from the multi-dimensional plane in the body and truly use it for its own use, it will be a natural summon master seeds. Because the barrier between the multiple planes is difficult for others to cross, it is easy for Esmeralda. The difficulty of summoning spells and space spells will be minimized, just as Ziwei controls the elemental spells. To be continued. Arcane Age. Author, Yulin Dudu. Chapter 236. Ziwei did not bother the warm moments of his brother and sister. He quietly left, and he is looking forward to how to fight back the next day. ______8 ==. This night, Ziwei searched for 5 businessmen with accurate records on the notebook. After the Ziwei Jin elevated magician, the Zero holographic scanning system was upgraded again. With his actions in the middle of the night, almost the entire map of Palermo was completely depicted. And with the real magic eye that can penetrate everything, plus the help of Zero that can break into the shadow at any time, stealing the target card is smooth. In just one night, Ziwei collected 5 cards, all of which were advanced cards. Shadow Killer, Attack 3, Life 3, each killing a servant adds a little attack and a bit of life. Stealth Creatures. Consume Crystal 5. Glorious Fire, dealing 3 damage to a specified target. If the target is an evil creature, the additional stun is a short time. Consume Crystal 3. Death Charge, use it for your own followers, double the attack and can launch an additional attack. The attack will die immediately after the attack. Consume Crystal 6. Double Swordsman, Attack 4, Life 4, each attack can launch a second strike, the second hit damage is halved, consumes Crystal 4. Charming Dancers, Attack 2, Life 4, when the game has been played, the enemy has an attack force of no more than 2 to pull into their own camp, consume Crystal 5 8__. The 5 advanced cards are good, far more than the basic cards provided by the card cabin. The 5 cards that Ziwei took away did not forget to make the fakes. Making fakes with zero superior manufacturing ability is simply a book of the Spring Festival couplets, which is overkill. It is exactly the same, it looks exactly the same. You don't have to find it at all. However, once these magic cards are used in reality, they are disposable consumables. Who is going to mess with it? Therefore, the actions of Ziwei have not been discovered. After a day of understanding, plus the information sent by the Blue Wolf, Ziwei has a general understanding of the entire chaotic city of Palermo. There are 5 forces in Palermo's top public. The first big one was the Sea Wolf King Cook. As a master warrior, he completely controlled the White Shark Harbor and mastered the biggest trade channel of the chaotic city. The second largest force is Marlene, the wife of Sea Wolf King Cook, who established a chamber of commerce to sell all kinds of stolen goods robbed by her husband and establish trade channels with other commercial cities. Before the death of the Sea Wolf King Cook, the two became one and mastered nearly half of the power of Palermo. The third major force is the Thieves Guild. This power is so deep-rooted. Equals almost all the poor people in Palermo are in control, and they can hardly survive without joining them. The fourth largest force is the Chamber of Fortune, which is the only chamber of commerce that dares to open a bank in the chaotic city of Palermo. The Fortune Chamber of Commerce is also located at the intersection of the Golden Coin Avenue and the Boulevard, just opposite the Fascinating Life. The fifth power is naturally fascinated by life. There is a hidden deep force behind Ms. Black Shanwei. According to Ziwei's speculation, this power should be the Dark Elf. Ms. Black Shanwei and her people are rare dark elves who came to the surface to develop. At present, the Blue Wolf has completed the blood transformation, became a fifth-order Blood Knight, and naturally gained the upper hand in the struggle against the Black Wolf. Controlling the entire White Shark Harbor is just around the corner. But there is still a long way to go to the other 4 forces in one fell swoop and become the real ruler of Palermo. What's more, there is also a Count Solos who is watching the Palermo. However, Jude is the opportunity to learn more about the Thieves Guild. The night is full of dawn. The red sun rose, the rain stopped, and the temperature warmed up. Jude once again put on a clean and tidy waiter uniform. Arrived early in the Fascinating Life Hotel, he is waiting for someone. A person who can help him. By the time of the 9th magic in the morning, the man waiting for Jude appeared on time. It is Mr. McRae. Mr. McRae, are you coming? I heard that you were in the casino yesterday, and even Miss Amy has become your imprisonment. Eva, the account manager, greeted him with a warm smile on his face. Today is still looking for Jude to serve you. Ziwei nodded. Soon, Jude appeared in front of Ziwei. Oh? Why didn't you see it one day? You were beaten into this look, Ziwei asked with a smile. Mr. McRae, I need your help, Jude said with a bite. Well, find a secluded place first. So Ziwei and Jude appeared in a clean room. Mr. McRae, first of all, I want to apologize to you. I stole your wallet yesterday morning. A total of 38 hintali, 25 silvertar. I will return it to you later. Admit your mistakes. I remember that it seems to be a long-haired beauty who steals my money. Ziwei's pretense was puzzled. Dean's explanation, that's why I brought a wig. 11 Wei suddenly nodded and did not say anything. Jude can only continue to talk about it, and tells everything that happened after leaving the intoxicating life yesterday. Ziwei has been indulging for a long time, and finally said in the eyes that Jude looked forward to, you come to me, are you ready to pay what? Jude clenched his hands into fists. Mr. McRae, as long as you can help my sister survive healthy, my life will be yours in the future. Oh? Then you can promise any of my requests? Ziwei asked faintly. Yes, Jude's waist was straight. So let you die? Let you and your sister be separated forever, don't meet again. Ziwei's voice is not heavy, but it seems that the heavy stone is on the heart of Jude. He has been silent for a long time, he is willing to fight for his sister, but... Well, let's not talk about this question first. What do you want me to do? Rulan's shame on you, are you going to return? Ziwei threw the next question. Rui Lin's humiliation to me, I will never forget it. But Rulan is a member of the Thieves Guild. The Thieves Guild is very powerful in Palermo. Although you are very powerful, I am afraid they are not their opponents. So I only ask my husband to help me save my sister. As for the revenge of Rulan, I will report it back in person one day. Without being blinded by anger and hatred, Jude's answer made Ziwei very satisfied. Rui Lin is a middle-class thief, isn't it? You are not even a professional, how to take revenge? Mr. McRae. If possible, I want to follow you on the martial arts, Jude said boldly. After a night of lying in bed and thinking about it, I finally understood the reason why Mr. McRae was too good for him. To be continued. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Arcane Age. Author, Yulin Dudu. Chapter 237. In Jude's view, McRae is not a special person. He looks at his own eyes and often brings some appreciation. Maybe he has good qualifications and will be seen by Mr. McRae. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and must be firmly grasped. Hey, I don't know how to be in the martial arts, Ziwei said with a smile. Don't be modest, Mr. McRae. You can quietly change the scorpion that Amy shakes out yesterday. It is definitely an extraordinary skill. Even the Lady of Black Shanwei can't see your flaws. You must be a powerful warrior with a great skill, Jude quickly complimented. I really intend to accept you as a disciple. The words of Ziwei have not been finished yet. Jude has cleverly fell to the ground and gave Ziwei 3 heads. This is also the etiquette left by the preaching of the Shenzhou monk to the mainland of Orient, and it has now been widely used in all walks of life. Very good, from today you are my 4th disciple, the 4th apostle under my door, you can call me a mentor Ziwei. Ziwei bent over and helped him. Instructor Ziwei. McRae is the pseudonym of Mr. Jude asked with shock. Ziwei nodded, I am not a warrior, but a magician. Actually a magician. Mysterious and unpredictable, able to turn the river over the sea and summon the powerful magician of the stars. Any kind of career that you indeed imagined himself is even more noble. But how about dressing like Mr. McRae is not like a magician? Yes, this is the disguise of the mentor. I created a magic school on Violet Island, 100 miles away. When I leave Palermo, I will take you there to study, Ziwei explained. Ziwei instructor, can you bring my sister together? Jude asked. Jude, your sister is not getting sick, but because... Ziwei told Jude the general situation of Esmeralda. The joy of Jude's heart has reached its utmost. He never thought that he was blind and frail, and his sister who would almost die at any time was actually a witch. Ziwei instructor, since my sister is a witch, can you let her also go under your door? Jude's brain turned quickly. If she is willing, in the development of the magical path, Esmeralda is more talented, so Ziwei naturally will not refuse such a talented disciple. She will be willing to. Jude was overjoyed, and the worries of many years have vanished. It seems that the dark clouds of the sky have completely dissipated. Thank you for your tutor, thank you for your tutor. Jude will definitely try to repay your great grace, Jude said with gratitude. Since you become my 4th apostle, then the thieves will dare to bully my disciples, and they will definitely pay them. Ziwei's face shines with cold. Jude was hit by great joy, and at this moment he did not consider whether his mentor could challenge the strength of the entire thief guild. It is a delight to welcome Ziwei to his home. Esmeralda heard the movement and quickly listened to the floor and listened to it, knowing the time of the younger brother. Sister, I am back, Jude shouted happily, and he had already distributed a lot of delicious food handed to the old people and children of Bury Street. Esmeralda heard the footsteps of the second person, and she turned her face to her brother, waiting for his explanation. The second floor loft was so low that Ziwei had to bend over. This is a Ziwei instructor. He is a powerful magician. He just accepted me as his disciple. Sister. You are not sick. On the contrary, you are a witch, a natural magical genius, the voice, excited to explain to Esmeralda. The delicate face of the girl flashed a bit of worry, and she was obviously worried about whether her brother was cheated. But the trust she had developed over the years for her brother made her not question, but said sweetly to Ziwei, "Hello Mr. Ziwei. The home is simple, you are wronged. Girl is called Esmeralda? Is it a good name? You are in a bad state now, I will help you carry out a nurse back, please relax and give everything to me." Okay, the sound was as warm as the spring breeze, and Esmeralda nodded after hearing it. 11Wei's hand gently pulled Esmeralda's hands, her hands were so small, just like the hands of a 7-8-year-old child. Her entire arm is slim to the extreme. As if accidentally broken. It can be said that she has been dying of life by the mixed magic from the multidimensional plane, and she is in a state of sudden death. This situation is by no means a priest's magic can be easily treated. Only a magician with a very high magical control and a priest who masters powerful magic can pull her back from the edge of death. Fortunately, Ziwei is the one who masters the magic mystery and healing the magic. A little bit of starburst began to shine in the hands of Ziwei. The silvery white light slowly entered the hands of Esmeralda through the hands of Ziwei, and the flow in her weak body was like a clear spring. Many parts of her body have been blocked. Muscle wilting, blood vessels are almost completely invisible. Ziwei sighed slowly and gently into the girl's body. The glory of the silver moon, on the other hand, Zero is also constantly injecting nutrient solution into her body, nanomechanical comprehensive start to help her complete the physical function of restarting. When I saw the starburst from the Westway hand, the last trace of doubts of the young Jude heart was gone, and the Westway mentor was really a powerful magician. He stared at his sister intently, and he witnessed the occurrence of the trace. The other hand of Ziwei began to slowly absorb the various magical powers of Esmeralda, like a vacuum cleaner to extract all these magical powers. Of course, this is a cure for the symptoms, and these magical forces will continue to regenerate. But as long as the temporary liberation of the magic is enough, the two-pronged treatment of magic and medicine makes the physical condition of the girl Esmeralda change at a speed visible to the naked eye. The original skinny body seemed to be inflated and bulged. The pale and dry skin became pink and smooth, and the blood color returned to Esmeralda. The dramatic changes in the body are obviously felt by the girl. She feels that her whole body has survived, as if the buds have rushed through the obstacles, broke through the ground, and greeted the radiance and the rain. The whole body produced a strong sense of sourness, so she couldn't help but scream. To be continued. Arcane Age. Author, Yulin Dudu. Chapter 238. Just like a new life. For a moment, Esmeralda has a strong desire to cheer, want to jump, want to celebrate. Originally, she was ready to die at any time, but at this moment, she found that life is so beautiful, it is unprecedented. When the healing process lasted for a whole magic time, when Ziwei loosened Esmeralda's hands, the girl was able to stand up. She had recovered to the healthy vitality of normal young girls, except for a pair of eyes. Bright? It's not that Ziwei can't restore her vision. Her eyes are blind because of the smoldering of too much magic. A pair of eyes is the source of her magical regeneration and the most intense place. Before Esmeralda completely controls the magic of his body, he has to endure a dark life for the time being. Thank you Mr. Ziwei. I feel warm and sunny. You saved my life, Esmeralda choked with excitement. Ziwei instructor, you are the two greatest benefactors of our sisters, Jude and her sister hugged together, and both of them had tears of joy in their eyes. It's really a touching scene. However, this warm time was quickly disturbed. Zaida. Yesterday said good money, brought back, a voice like a duck scorpion sounded below the attic. 8 ___ equals. It's Rulin. Jude quickly kept his sister behind him and said to Ziwei whispered. Do you want to revenge yourself? Isn't it now? Now the opportunity is coming, Ziwei smiled at Jude, and the light of the 5 colors and 6 colors instantly entered the body of Jude. The power of the cow, the toughness of the bear, the elegance of the cat, the painful brand. 4 very useful enhancement spells. 3 of the changing school's spells can greatly enhance the strength, physique, and agility of Jude, and the bitter brand is a 3-ring emotional spell that Ziwixin realized. Borrow branding can be used against the enemy. You can also show your friends. The effect on the friend's performance is the duration of the spell. Every physical attack by the friendly side will be accompanied by a painful blow, which can directly convey the great pain to the enemy's nerves and enlarge. Completely penetrate armor, clothing, and skin. Jude's unique anti-magic physique is encroaching on the magic of 4 spells, and Ziwei has to continue to maintain magic output, otherwise the effects of these 4 spells will soon disappear. Although Rulin is already a 3rd-order thief, Jude is born with a very high agility. Otherwise, he can't run away under the long-term chase of Ziwei, so that Ziwei was forced to use 0 power to find it. He ____ equals --. With the support of these 4 magical spells, Jude can easily crush Rulin. This time, behind him, there is a Ziwei instructor who has just shown a miraculous treatment. Jude's waist is so pretty. He hurried down the attic. I saw Rulin and Huff at a glance. Kid, if you know each other, you will get the money out. Otherwise, my fist is a little itchy today, Rulin said arrogantly. He had already decided on Jude. This is 600 hintal, a huge sum. This is not the command of the old man of Neuer, but his private action. Although the rules are broken, who else will be a teenager in a slum? Is the fist itchy? Then I will give you an itching. Jude went forward and angered. I waved my fist hard. You dare to? Rulin is a 3rd-order thief who has advanced to a mid-level professional. Although the thieves are not as good as the fighters in the frontal battle, he is not in a hurry to play 10 Jude. However, the speed of Jude's punch is so fast, the power is so strong. Rulin had no time to react, and the punch had fallen on his left face. The huge impact took his entire head and body to the right side. A few yellow-stained yellow teeth flew out of Rulin's mouth. The anger in Jude's heart did not stop at all. He rushed up like a tiger down the mountain, and he was completely knocked down by a right hook. Riding on his body, 2 fists madly glared at Rulin. Rulin also wanted to resist at the beginning. But he suddenly desperately found that every punch of Jude is so painful. It seems to be directly in the heart, hit the bone marrow. This violent pain made him unable to organize the power of resistance. Can only send out horrible mourning. The battle between the two is just an instant, but Jude has established an absolute advantage. Huff saw it wrong, and quickly rushed forward, and his right leg kicked sharply toward Jude's neck. Huff is already a 2nd-order warrior, and his strength is far beyond that of a normal person. If he kicks in this foot, he can kick off the cervical vertebra of Jude. However, Jude had already heard the wind behind him. His body slammed and his right elbow squatted on Rulin's stomach. In exchange for Rulin's another morning, the 2 legs were fast and powerful. I slammed the left leg that Huff used to support. Although he is not a professional, Jude has grown up in the market and has a rich experience in fighting. After he has a full set of magical skills for low-level occupations, he has achieved strength and agility. The threshold of the middle-level professional, so the combat effectiveness has been greatly improved. Although Huff is very strong, but he is not agile, he is kicked in by the Germans. He instantly felt his left leg knees hit by a sledgehammer, and he was so sad. Jude knew that Huff was just Rulin's follow-up, so after he collapsed Huff, he started the ruthless beating of Rulin again. And specialize in face? Yesterday, Rulin actually dared to beat his handsome face. It must be jealous that he is much more handsome than him. I want to retaliate back. Under the iron fists of Jude, like a storm, Rulin quickly passed out. Enough, Jude, and fight to kill. Esmeralda has no vision, but her hearing is very good. She has not heard the heartbeat of Rulin. Jude's endless anger finally subsided, and he slowly stood up from Rulin's body, not forgetting to make up for it. Rulin should be a full member of the Palermo Thieves Guild. What are you going to do next? Ziwei asked with a smile. Jude squinted and thought, I listen to your tutor. Very good. Although I have no intention of bullying others, if I am deceived by the door, I must report it 10 times, 11 Wei said to the stupid big Huff, bring him back. Dare to come, this is the price. Huff quickly took the dead fish, Rulin back, and limped out of Bury Street. To be continued. Arcane Age. Author, Yulin Dudu. Chapter 239. Next, let's keep up and see what Rulin is doing, Ziwei said to Jude. I think you should guess. Rulin is one of the favorite apprentices of Neuer Daddy. He is a rising star in the Thieves Guild. He will definitely want revenge, Jude said with hatred. 8 equals. Who is Neuer? Asked Ziwei. The president of the Thieves Guild. Esmeralda, you are here to wait for the news. Ziwei gently pointed at the blind girl. A mage shelter spell has been enveloped in the girl. This is a 4-ring spell. In 3 magical hours, she will be in the protection of the mage's shelter spell, and ordinary people can't find her. Ziwei and Jude walked out of the gate, and they were far behind Huff. Huff hurried through 7 or 8 blocks and eventually came to a dark alley. This is the base camp of the Thieves Guild. No one else dares to come here casually. There are several corpses in the alleys here every morning, said Jude whispered. At this moment, both Ziwei and Jude are under the role of the 4-ring spell group Stealth, and Ziwei has allowed Zero to temporarily add the holographic field scan to Jude's retina. What is the situation? How did Rulin faint? Didn't he still ask us to drink a few drinks yesterday, saying that I want to make a fortune? Among the 3-story-old buildings of the Thieves Guild, a young man who was also thin was curious. Road. _8 equals dash equals. Huff said with a serious look, where is the old man of Neuer? Rulin is dying. The Thieves Guild is one of the 5 major forces in Palermo, and Rulin is quite popular with Noel, and it is the man of the Thieves Guild. Quickly. Neuer's old man appeared here. He carefully examined the injury of Rulin. A gloomy face took out a small red potion from the pocket. Life Vitality Pharmacy, this is a very rare medicinal agent, because it can stop bleeding, heal, and restore vitality. On the mainland of Orient. In addition to the holy water of the Church of the Glorious Lord, Life Vitality is almost the only common healing agent. Even if it is a small vitality medicine, the price is also around 30 hintali, which is not something that ordinary people can enjoy. The red vitality medicine was poured into the mouth of Rulin. After a moment, he finally woke up from the coma. Who is playing you? Neuer's old man was gloomy and was already on the eve of the storm. It's Jude. He suddenly became very powerful. I can't beat him with Huff. Rulin's eyes flashed with sin and resentment. 8 equals. Jude was born in Bury Old Street, in the fascination of life in Jude. Why did he fight with you? Asked Noel. Rulin did not dare to hide and explain the cause and effect of the matter. He knows that in the city of Palermo, there is no news that the old man of Neuer wants to know and can't know. You are really stupid. What is the fascination of life? It is the place where the richest people and the best people go. Jude can get 600 gold at a time. It is definitely a nobleman. Neuer old he turned his head and said, give me the guest information book that has recently appeared in the fascinating life. Someone soon sent a book. Neuer gently opened and quickly knew the corresponding news. McRae, who appeared in Palermo City yesterday, has an unknown origin. After entering the city, he was introduced into the Pig and White Crow pub by Smiling Face, and Tooth Butcher died of flame explosion, suspected fireball effect. In the old street of Bury, Jude stole the wallet, the amount is unknown, and the pumping has been levied. Requisitioned Renlin. McRae won the 29,000 gold in the fascination of life and guessed the size, and MS Black Shanway appeared. This information also depicts the image of McRae, quite similar. It seems that everything is related to this McRae, said the old Sergeant Neuer to Relin's reprimand, I will dare not be so foolish after seeing you. Our thieves will receive the pumping water is the old rule. But can't kill it? Neuer, I am wrong. But I must not let Jude. He met the nobles this time. In the future, he will certainly retaliate against us. He also has a weak and sick sister at home. Just take her sister. Grab it, he can't be disobedient, Rulin has shown excellent talent since. I have never eaten such a big loss today. What's more, the fact that he was escaping all the way back from Huff has certainly been widely circulated in the guild, and the glorious image has disappeared. I will be laughed at by other brothers in the future. Because of this, Rulin's hatred of Jude has reached its limit. He must completely destroy Jude. Ruilin, we are thieves guild map is wealth, don't easily enmity, Neuer old sergeant reprimanded, but if someone dares to provoke us, then you must let his family break. Creel, bring one team brother, go and bring me back to my sister, Larry, let people out and quickly find the current position of Jude. Seeing no kidnapping, revenge, threats, this is the usual means of these dregs. They are like a pile of stinky. Once they stick, they almost can't open. Outside the Thieves Guild, Ziwei is facing Jude. Said 11-way mentor, what should we do? This group of guys dared to target their sister, really damn. But Jude knew that the Ziwei mentor who took the idea now, not himself, could only suppress the anger in his heart. What I told you today is what should the real strong person do in this situation. Ziwei relieved the stealth effect on his body, and the whole figure appeared in the door of the Thief Guild. Outer. Who is it? The sentinel in the shadow instantly discovered the uninvited guest and quickly sounded the alarm. It's McRae. Just after a team of people intending to catch Esmeralda, Cree recognized McRae, and 3 poison darts had already flown out of the cuffs. 11-way calmly took out the silver-white revolver, and his body around the body raised an invisible shield, and the 3 poison darts were instantly bounced. Hey, 6 fires broke out from the muzzle, and 6 fireballs that cut the range of damage directly hit a group of people standing at the door of the Thief Guild. The orange flame spurts up and swells. This is not a natural fire, but a magical fire. Unless the soldiers advance to the 4th order mastery of Wild Roar, the thieves advance to the 4th order mastery into the shadow, otherwise these professionals cannot resist the damage of fireball anyway, not to mention the fact that this has mastered the heart of the elements. The power of the 4 elements of the spell has been the fireball that Shiwei showed over a few times. To be continued. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Arcane Age. Author, Yulin Dudu. Chapter 240. // So the backbone of more than a dozen thieves guild, in addition to the leader of the Cur opened into the shadow to escape the first time of the outbreak, the rest of the people were buried in the sea. The power of the fireballs produced by the revolver of the West's hand is still linked to the level of the user's magician and the magic, which is unavoidable. Book. In his hand, this revolver is the best, and you can fire 6 fireballs in a flash, and you can increase each other. Once you choose the burst mode, the damage effect is very explosive. Not only did more than a dozen people die from fireballs, but even the gates of the thieves' guilds were completely destroyed. The whole building was stunned. Because Zai Wei had a stone disc in his hand, he summoned 4 stone giants. Stone element giants can be used for construction, and nature can also be used to destroy. This is 4 fifth-order elemental creatures. They are infinite, inexhaustible, innocent, and not fearful. There is almost no shortcoming in addition to maintaining a lot of magic in maintaining their existence. The 4 stone giants have come to the 4 corners of the Thieves' Guild, and at the same time display the Fossil for Mud spell. Originally built with sturdy granite, the walls of the Thieves' sturdy ruins, almost faltering in an instant, will collapse at any time. It's like an earthquake. Many people have fled from the inside, and others have chosen to get valuable treasures. Be aware that there are countless tunnels under the Thieves' Guilds, which lead to many critical places. However, under the fossil mud spells of the 4 stone giants, these authentic stone walls have turned into soft soil, and the foundations of the entire Thieves' Guild are all soft and collapsed. Zai Wei was stuck here, and one of them was a shot. All the thieves in the guild were chilling, and no one dared to escape from this direction. The internal organs of the Thieves' Guild are heavy, and there are various hidden passages and secret rooms. Here is the old nest of Neuer and others. Therefore, the West Viang will avoid shortcomings. I will not go in. The battlefield is my choice. There are only about 100 people in the guild at the moment, but the professional case is very high, and there are several thieves who have reached the 4th order. To the 4th order thief, you can initially contact the shadow plane. Master the power of the shadows. Therefore, all kinds of incredible actions can be made, and the concealment and survivability are greatly increased. Even Zai Wei, who is a high-ranking mage, can hardly kill them all. With these people without hatred and no grievances, 11 Wei does not intend to kill them. His mental strength is firmly locked in one person. The only high-level professional in the Thieves' Guild, the 6th Order Thief, the president of the Thieves' Guild, Noel. The Thief Guild, who is about to enter his later years, is a veteran 6th Order Thief, only one step away from the master. However, due to the limitations of his early injuries and age, he no longer hopes to advance to the masters. This step is the difference between heaven and earth. The thief's profession has the advantage of sneak attack and concealment. The frontal combat capability has always been extremely poor. It is also common for 3rd order thieves to beat the 1st order fighters. After the 4th order, mastered the power of the shadows. Life and offensive capabilities have increased dramatically. The 7th order thieves masters are more eager to fight. The most important thing is that they are very restrained magicians. The Thieves' Master has powerful skills such as shadow steps and shadow cloaks that use the power of shadows. They can subtly hide all their characteristics and give the weakest master a most deadly blow at the most critical time. Of course, the Magic Master is not afraid of the Thief Master, but even a high-level magician is difficult to defend against the sneak attack of the Master Thief. Zai Wei opened the real magic eye and instantly discovered the 3 magical objects of Neuer's old body shining with magical aura. A gold ring is located on the ring finger of the right hand and contains the power of space. It should be a space ring. The 2 daggers are sharp and bloodthirsty, with separate magic effects. At last, there is a shining magic card in his chest. After many years of old nests are destroyed today, how can the anger of Neuer's heart not be strong? But whether it is a fireball at the gate or a violent tremor of the earth, it all shows one thing, that is, there is a high-level magician who shot. The Thieves' Guild is among the top 5 forces in the chaotic city of Palermo. But relying on the most people and powerful intelligence. Although Neuer has been a president for more than a decade, he has been cultivating his talents, but the entire guild has not a strong master. Can only be withdrawn first. The rabbit still knows to play three nests, not to mention the ancestors of the entire Palermo thousand thieves. As long as he escapes today, he can organize a strong alliance through the exchange of interests to help him deal with this evil wizard. In the short time after the earthquake, he quickly rushed all the important materials and books in the guild room to the space ring and then became an insignificant man. Quietly from the back door the road slipped out. However, Sci-fi, who has completely locked his mentality, has been waiting here for a long time. A four-color curse is gently floating out and falls directly on Neuer's body. Although Neuer didn't know the effect of this spell, he did not dare to care about it. He quickly opened the shadow cloak. The whole person was under the protection of shadow power. In a short time, he could say that most of the magic was immune. The elemental curse fell on Neuer's shadow cloak, and then its magical powers dissipated, unable to penetrate the defense of this shadow cloak. Neuer's body is as fast as a black flash, holding a dagger and instantly rushing to Sci-fi. Hey, almost in an instant, the frost storm condensed around the body of Sci-fi, and his whole body was frozen into the endless ice. The thick ice made Sci-fi completely immune to Neuer's attack. Even if Neuer is a sixth-order thief, the shadow cloak consumes a lot of power on the shadows, and it is impossible to maintain too long. Neuer knows that he can't easily kill a mage who has many magical spells and is likely to have all kinds of powerful magical things. He jumps gently and the whole person breaks into the shadows. The horse has to leave the battlefield. As the elemental controller, Sci-fi's control of the four basic elements of the earth's fire and feng shui has reached a very high level. The ice around his body instantly dissipated invisible, and a spiritual anchor instantly hit and anchored Neuer. The shaded plane in which it is. Star Shuttle launched the special effects of the astral shuttle boots. The body of Sci-fi disappeared from the main material plane and appeared in the shadow plane. Arcane Age. Author, Yulin Dudu. Chapter 241. The shadow plane, just like the shadow of the main material plane, is also wide-ranging to the extreme. It is the birthplace of shadow energy and the source of strength for thieves and shadow sorcerers. 8____ equals. Although Sci-fi has mastered the Star Shuttle, he can travel across the plane, but he lacks a suitable space marker. At this moment, the thief Neuer acted as a space marker, and at the moment he sneaked into the shadow plane, Sci-fi came one after another. As far as the eye can see, there are only two colors in the world, that is, black and gray. If it is hard to distinguish, the degree of darkness has a change of light and shadow, from a pale gray to the deepest dark. Like the effect of black and white old photos, here is the broad and dangerous shadow plane. In the shadow plane, there are too many dangerous creatures born from the shadows. Many of the laws here are completely different from the main material planes, and one accident will die. Neuer stunned. He didn't think that the mage would dare to follow him into the shadow plane. Here is his absolute home. How many years has Neuer been living in the city of Palermo, and he has been well aware of this shadow plane. I don't know how many times through the strange shadows in the darkness to eliminate the enemy who is far more powerful than him. Shadow Assassin, this is his title in the chaotic city of Palermo. All the people below the master level are worried that there will be a dagger in their sleep to end their lives. The existence of the senior sixth-order thief of Neuer is the greatest reliance of the Thieves' Guild in the chaotic city of Palermo to grow into 5 top forces. Mage, you are looking for a dead end. Neuer's body has become bleak. _____ equals dash he is perfectly integrated into the shadow, if not mentally locked. Sci-fi could hardly find the location of Neuer. Neuer is so familiar with this shaded area, just like walking in his own back garden. His figure suddenly appeared behind 11 way, a shadow blade has been aimed at the back of Sci-fi. Neuer once cut through the throats of countless people, and has pierced the hearts of countless people. His skills have been mastered to the extreme. As long as this knife goes down, it is enough to bury this mage. In the shadow plane, The elements are dim, and many spells are completely unusable because the rules here have changed. If you don't go through a lot of trials, you can use the spell. It is very likely that the opponent's sharp edge will pierce the heart and he will be swallowed up by his own spell. Underscore dash dash equals equals dash dash. However, Ziwei dares to chase into the shadow plane, and naturally has a strong enough card. With mysterious and clear singing, Ziwei's body suddenly became blurred, as if to disappear from the shadow plane. Noir's sharp edge crossed from the position of the heart of Shabi, but it seemed to pierce the air. However, in the next moment, 11 Wei's body suddenly lit up a light. This is shining like a moon, gentle and watery, not dazzling. However, it illuminates a whole area. Here is the shadow plane, the land of no light. This is the card of Ziwei, after the promotion of the magician, the latest Elena blessing spell from the moon goddess Elena, the moon shadow body. 5 ring spells. In a short time, the caster will be transformed into the body of the moon shadow, and the moonlight will be shared with the shadows. This moment of Ziwei. It can be said that it is almost equivalent to a shadow creature. However, the moonlight of the moon shadow is the biggest nemesis of these shadow planes. Silver moon attack. A bright silver glow blooms in the darkness. Locking Noir under the control of Ziwei's spiritual power, he has nowhere to escape. In the shadow plane, Noir's shadow cloak is several times stronger, and the skill gap time is greatly shortened. He does not hesitate to open the shadow cloak, and the whole person is completely incarnate in the shadow. However, in the form of the moon shadow, the Ilana blessing spell is enough to penetrate the shadow of this shadow power to form the power of shadow shelter. The light of the gods, the moonlight illuminates this darkness. Noir in the shadow gave a screaming scream, his chest was opened by the power of the moon, and the whole man was forced to shoot out from the shadow form. As long as there is no big difference in scale, then the battle between the two is almost a strategic game of mutual hand, but unfortunately, 11 Wei took a trump card, which is not what Noir can resist. With the change of Ziwei's hands under the moon shadow, a silver moon sign suddenly rises on the top of Noir's head. A half-round silver crescent that shines in the gray and black. 4 ring-assisted spells in the Ilana blessing spells, Silver Moon Guide. This spell is the spell of the silver crescent that Ziwei got in the blessing of the moon. The power of the silver moon marks the enemy, making it impossible to dodge, resist, and exempt the silver moon believers from the next attack. Although Ziwei does not believe in Ms Yin, he is already a caretaker of Silver Moon Iluna. Although the Silver Moon Guide has no lethality, it is a very important auxiliary spell. This spell can greatly increase the killing effect of the most famous strong spells of the Moon Elena in the future, such as the Fall of the Stars and the Fall of the Stars. More importantly, the Silver Moon Guide can make the Silver Moon power break through the plane. Even in the shadow plane, Ziwei can also use the Star Hit spell. A starlight descends from the sky, and I don't know how many powerful shadows of life are caught in this dull shadow plane. Goddess believers. Elena's caretaker. I don't know which hapless, actually offended the moon gods, and was chased to the shadow plane. These powerful shadows are filled with sorrows and sorrows, but no one is out. On the contrary, they stopped the original movements one by one, quietly admiring the rare light of the stars in the shadow plane. Under the guidance of the silver moon, Noir, who was locked by the power of the Luna, despite all the dodging, exhausted the cards, but could not resist the power of the star strike. The sacred light shines, and Noir's shadow body melts into the sinister starlight. One of the 5 giants of the chaotic city of Palermo, the president of the Thieves Guild, the 6th Order thief Noir, is dead. 11 Wei copied it and took all the space rings, 2 magic daggers and advanced magic cards that were dropped on Noir. In the shadow plane, the magic card can't work, and Noir's collection is ultimately cheaper. After 11 Wei killed Noir, he did not stay in the shadow plane for a long time. The light and shadow effect of the battle was too dazzling, and I did not know how many powerful shadow lives were alarmed. To be continued. Arcane Age. Author, Yulin Dudu. Chapter 242. Once again, the Stars Shuttle method was launched, and Ziwei appeared on the periphery of the Thieves' Guild. 8. This three-story building has been completely collapsed by the constant efforts of the four stone giants, and Rulin has also been buried. 11 Wei said that he was stunned and looked at the virtue that he had never seen it before and disappeared from the scene. This is the dagger of Noir's dad. Jude saw the surprised eyes of 11 Wei's hands and cried. Look at this again. 11 Wei shook the gold ring in his hand. This is the space ring of Noir's old lady. His most precious wealth is all in it. You killed him, Jude has already reacted, and Noir is not dead, and the Westway mentor can't get him. If the second life's eyes and the most precious space ring. I have completely wiped him out in the shadow plane, Ziwei said with a smile. You are really amazing, Jude looked up with a look of admiration. Do you know why I want to kill Noir? Ziwei took the shoulder of Jude. Don't kill it. In case the other party retaliates. This is only a secondary reason. The main reason is that there is no Noir position in the new order of Palermo, Ziwei explained. Intoxication, service industry, fortune chamber of commerce, financial industry, sea wolf chamber of commerce, trade industry, these forces are creating value, belonging to the object of cooperation. Yeah __8_ dash equals dash 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 but the Thieves' Guild is a noxious tumor. The new order of Palermo? Ziwei instructor, I finally understand why you came here. But you just did not mention the pirates in the White Shark Harbor. Jude is a very witty boy. 11 Wei smiled and said, you will see them soon. Under the influence of the blast, the two quickly returned to the old streets of Buri. Esmeralda was liberated from the mage's shelter, and the girl quickly said, just a man came here for a long time. But he did not find me, and finally regretted to go. It seems to be an undead thief. Ziwei waved his hand. Jude. Esmeralda, bring what you think is worth carrying. We are leaving here. The nests of the two are so simple, there is almost nothing valuable. Except for a small amount of relics that can commemorate the parents who have passed away for many years, there is nothing worth taking away. Holding a thin, like a child of the age of 10, in the arms, Ziwei, who started the stealth and flying, jumped from the old streets of Buri, flew away from the chaotic city, and ran straight. The White Shark port in the northwest went away. 8 =====. Esmeralda tightened in the arms of Ziwei, for fear of falling from the sky. Jude was excited and nervous, and he opened his eyes curiously. For the first time, I overlooked the earth from above the sky and saw the other side of the city where he lived for 15 years. Flying faster than on the ground, Ziwei soon came to the White Shark Harbor. The White Shark Port is a natural harbor and the largest neutral port among the East and West Golden Seas. Many merchant ships are parked here. For these merchant ships, the sea-hungry wolf gang only imposes some protection fees and never robs. But these days after the death of Sea Wolf King Cook, the sea-hungry wolf gang has already collected most of the ships. The atmosphere here is very depressing and can break out almost at once. The battle between the leaders of the Blue Wolf and the Black Wolf has been heated up. The Blue Wolf was originally cultivated as a heir by the Sea Wolf King Cook. I also have some supporters. The Black Wolf pulled the rest of the people and faintly got the support of Mrs. Marlena in Palermo. The original Blue Wolf has gradually fallen to the bottom, but everything has changed half a month ago. The Blue Wolf went back in a circle and he became more powerful. Not as irritable as before, as if there is already a great strength. The young wolf, who was originally a fifth-order warrior, was not able to convince the public. He was too young. Not powerful enough. But during this period of time, there is a gossip that is circulating among pirates. The Green Wolf is not only an ordinary warrior, he is also the legendary noble blood knight. And the blood in his body has awakened. The Black Wolf is very depressed. He already had the upper hand, but recently, he found that his advantage is being pulled back by the Green Wolf. Under this circumstance, Ziwei appeared in the White Shark Harbor, and passed through a lot of warnings into the Blue Wolf's bedroom. "Master? Are you here?" When the Blue Wolf saw Ziwei, he quickly paid tribute. Ziwei has dismissed McRae's disguise and chose the Japanese elf form. This form is more handsome, radiant, and more convincing. "These two are?" asked the Green Wolf. "My new recruits are two disciples." Ziwei put down the faint Esmeralda. The two brothers and sisters are obviously shocked by the full opening form of Ziwei. "This is the legendary noble elf. I did not expect that my mentor has such a big source. This is really earning. The time has come to establish a new order in Palermo." Ziwei smiled slightly. "This time, I have brought you enough power to crush the city." After the Blue Wolf is overjoyed and the blood is transformed into a Blood Knight, he has been adapting to his new strength. The combat ability can be said to have been turned 10 times. But it is not enough to compete with the former Sea Wolf King Cook. That is a master of the military. For his own owner, Ziwei, he was extremely convinced, and he did not hesitate to fade the upper body of the shirt and trousers, exposing the explosive bodybuilding muscles, lying flat on the table already covered with pale yellow plastic film. Ziwei took out the prepared magic tattoo tools and materials, and opened the real magic eye to the body of the Green Wolf. Everywhere in the human body is different for the carrying capacity of the magic. Ziwei must find a long-lasting area that can be used to carry magical tattoos and to be stable. Take out the marker and, as long as you find a suitable area, Ziwei will mark it. Jude and Esmeralda stood by the sidelines, and Jude took his sister's hand tightly, looking excitedly and curiously at the scene in front of him. After about a quarter of an hour, Ziwei finally marked all the areas of the Blue Wolf that were suitable for carrying magical tattoos. However, he sat in a chair and began to close his eyes to meditation. On the one hand, he recovered the spirit consumption because of the long opening of the real magic eye, and on the other hand, he designed the magic tattoo scheme. The Blue Wolf waited quietly for Ziwei, and although his heart thumped and slammed, he did not dare to rush. To be continued. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Arcane Age. Author, Yulin Dudu. Chapter 243. After a long time, Ziwei finally spoke up. "Do you prefer to pursue strength or speed? This belongs to the two major schools of the military. One likes to use force to crush, the force is so heavy that you can't resist it at all. The other is to pursue faster speed, fast and fast, so that you can't prevent it. __8 _. Of course, a powerful warrior can do both, but there is always some preference. Speed." Green Wolf thought for a long time and finally replied, "My blood has provided me with enough strength. Now I am a bit clumsy. Although I can beat my opponent, it is very difficult to leave my opponent." "Good. I have designed a plan for you." Ziwei has begun the deployment of magical tattoo materials. The Blue Wolf made a wise choice. His strength and physique were already high. The only drawback was that the agility was too low. Once these materials have been prepared, they must be used for a period of time or they will fail. More than half of these magical tattoo materials come from deep-sea planes and are still very precious. Although the magic tattoo technology has not been practiced, Ziwei is very confident about it. The Blue Wolf is already a 5th order Blood Knight, and his body can carry 4 different levels of magical tattoos. Ziwei can make a ring of magical tattoos on his body, 2 2-ring magic tattoos, and a 4-ring magic tattoo. Ziwei chose speed enhancement, lightning reflex, wind by wind, and gravitational mastery. ______ dash equals dash dash dash. Because the main role of magic tattoos is permanent reinforcement, and the number of enhanced spells in common spells is so small, most of the energy of Zaiwei in the previous period was put into the deduction of low-level reinforcement spells. A ring of magic tattoo speed enhancement belongs to the weak version of Cat's elegance. But the advantage is that it is compatible with the elegance of the cat. That is to say, it does not affect the effect of adding a cat's elegance to the green wolf. The second ring magic tattoo lightning reflex, this magic tattoo focuses on improving the reaction speed. Strong confrontation. A lot of time is the difference between the electric and the flint, and the reaction speed is too slow. I don't know how to die. However, lightning reflection can greatly shorten the reaction time, which can be said to be a gift that the military dreams of. The second ring magic tattoo going by the wind is the result of Zaiwei's examination of Natalia's body and a weak version of the wind fairy effect. This magical tattoo can make all the obstacles around it no longer an obstacle, but it becomes a kind of booster. It is even more powerful when fighting in a small space. The last four-ring magic tattoo gravitational control is very powerful. In fact, this is the inspiration of Zaiwei from the North Sea town guard Kolo, but also an exclusive magic tattoo for the blood of Kulil. == It can help the blue wolf to control the gravity of the whole body, make actions that are unimaginable to the normal warriors, and affect the enemy's every move. The stunts of every warrior are the muscle memories of the conditional reflection formed after the tempering, which can be precise and powerful. However, at the moment of life and death, the stunts that were originally used to turn the tide to determine the outcome have turned out to be biased. What will happen? The effect of this magical tattoo is very powerful, and the conditions are extremely harsh. If the non-green wolf is already the blood of Kulil, it is impossible for Zaiwei to do it. Zaiwei has prepared 21 magic pens, and the ink in each magic pen is a uniquely designed ink. 11 Wei first used the magic pen to mark the mysterious secret lines on the calves. It is the speed enhancement that can be carried here. It is not too difficult to be a one-ring magic tattoo, although it is the first time to experiment on the human body. Zaiwei also completed the process in a quarter of an hour. With zero-assisted precision control, he perfectly inscribed the standard magic tattoo on the legs of the blue wolf, without any slight error, perfect fit. Zaiwei is not worried that this skill will leak out. Magic tattoos are engraved in the human body. It must be engraved with a deep understanding of the human body, every muscle, every blood vessel. The deviation of each grain will affect the effect of magic tattoos. It is a tough challenge to engrave the magical array on the complex skin surface of the human body. Zaiwei believes. In addition to his own freak, I am afraid that only the magician of the legendary level can have such powerful insight and perfect control. Therefore, the skill of this magic tattoo is very powerful. But it is difficult to promote it. After completing the magic tattoo inscription, Zaiwei carefully took out a small piece of gold-colored spice. This is the deepest part of the deep sea ice in the deep sea. This rare spice is very rare even in the deep sea, and belongs to the collection of the royal family of Naga. However, this spice is the best primer to activate the magical tattoo effect. Svi cuts a corner and puts it into a well-prepared magic solution. This small horned spice quickly melts into the magic solution, dyeing the entire bottle of light gold. Using a magic pen similar to the pen structure to draw a tube of pale gold solution, Zaiwei began to depict the blue wolf's calf again. This time the depiction accurately falls on the grain road that has just been inscribed. The blue wolf feels that his whole leg is cold, as if he is placed in the coldest cold. The biting teeth endured this cold, and the blue wolf finally waited until the end of the drawing. Magic tattoos have been activated. Stand up and try. Zaiwei's forehead has oozing fine sweat, and it's not as easy to do. The green wolf tried to stand up, he swung out with a punch, the speed is very fast, the strength is very heavy. It's really speeding up, it's almost like feeling and blessing the cat's elegance spell. This is just a magical tattoo. Let's start the second. Where does the magic in magic tattoo come from? In fact, in addition to the initial inscription and activation follow-up is entirely from the life of the tattooer. Such magical tattoos must be engraved on powerful warriors, and only their powerful vitality can carry the speed of this vitality. This is also the limitation of the current magic tattoo, the next step for Ziwei to improve. With the first experience, Ziwei's speed has increased a lot, although the lightning reflex belongs to the second ring magic tattoo, but the completion time is shorter than just now. This magical tattoo is on the back of the blue wolf. He is very satisfied with the effect of this magical tattoo. I feel that my reaction speed has been greatly improved. Even a momentary flaw can be captured. The third wind by wind was completed, and the blue wolf excitedly moved through the bedroom. His body became so light and flexible that he was completely unobstructed in the narrow space. Then there is only one last and most powerful 4-ring magic tattoo, Gravitational Mastery. Arcane Age. Author, Yulin Dudu. Chapter 244. // Gravity. Mastering this exclusive magic tattoo is based on the Kurol bloodline of the blue wolf. It is a very difficult magical tattoo, and it is also a new challenge for Ziwei. Before, Ziwei had only one general plan. After 3 consecutive practices today, the specific methods have been much clearer. However, I have spent a lot of effort on the first 3 magical tattoos, so I can only take a break. The last magic tattoo is a 4-ring magic tattoo, which is more complicated. Let's do it tomorrow, 11 Wei said to the green wolf. Alright. Master is already tired. Don't rest here for me now. The sky was already dark, and the blue wolf reweared the coat, respectfully said. What is the current situation in White Shark Harbor? I have met privately and I have seen the 3 captains of the Black Wolf. After showing them the strength of my Blood Knight, they have already planned to rely on me. Now they are still following the Black Wolf. Once there is change, you can act now. The wolf's smug smile. There are only 6 captains under the Black Wolf. The sea-hungry wolf helps each pirate captain to have a strong personal strength, and also has a group of leaders, so their voice is very heavy. How about the personal strength of the Black Wolf? He was also a 5th order fighter. He has just been promoted to the 6th order. He is almost 40 years old. He is a reliable man. Captain Cook appointed him as the head of the White Shark Harbor. He is responsible for collecting protection fees. It was also a smile when I saw him. But I don't want Captain Cook to give birth to ambition after he died, the blue wolf hated and said, I really want to fight. He is not my opponent if it's not afraid of fire and the loss is too big. I'll take it early, this old guy. I have a way for you to keep the White Shark port in your hands. The owner is willing to take it? That's great. In the heart of the blue wolf, the strength of Ziwei has long been unfathomable. The Black Wolf has been operating in the White Shark Harbor for many years, and the nest is heavily guarded. The Palermo Thieves Guild will be difficult to break. However, these defenses are ineffective for Ziwei. Looking at the night, Ziwei opened the dark side of the moon into the Black Wolf's nest, and went to the darkest wolf's bedroom. The Black Wolf is a strong man with brown skin for a year, and is sleeping in a bed with a white and delicate beauty. Ziwei, who has been promoted to the rank of magician, has crushed the Black Wolf in the soul level and mental power, and the other side has no defense. Ziwei easily dominates the will of the Black Wolf. It can be said that the Black Wolf has become an extension of the will of Ziwei at this moment. Let him do what he will do. However, Ziwei is not a spiritual mage like a silver eagle. It just completes the mind with a strong mental force. If this dominance is maintained for a long time, the Black Wolf will soon become a fool, and the mental power of Ziwei will be polluted by a certain amount of miscellaneous information. Using the Real Intention spell, Ziwei got a lot of confidential information from the Black Wolf, which was far away. What? The purpose of Mrs. Marlene was to help Count Solos to enter Palermo. The Green Wolf was shocked. Why is she doing this? The Earl was widowed last year. He wants to marry Marina and Cook's daughter Heidi. Ziwei looked at the Blue Wolf with a trace of pity. What? Heidi? She was only 14 years old. Sorrows, her father's age is even bigger. This old bastard. I want to kill him. The Blue Wolf immediately fell into anger when he heard the news. Heidi is a beautiful and cute little girl. She has a pirate king as her father. The president of a trade association is a mother. It can be said to be the little princess of the entire chaotic city of Palermo. The young wolf was only 19 years old and was promoted to the rank of warrior. Therefore, the Sea Wolf King Cook was heavy. Cook repeatedly banqueted the Green Wolf at home and carefully pointed out his martial arts. The Blue Wolf is very fond of Heidi, and the Sea Wolf King Cook also intends to marry his daughter to the Blue Wolf after Heidi grows up. Therefore, Heidi has long been the imprisonment of the Green Wolf heart, who knows that Marlene will actually turn over after the death of Captain Cook. Master! What should I do? Please help me. The whole wolf was in anger, but in this chaotic situation, he did not know how to break the game. Killed Count Saros. That is impossible. Count Saros is the most famous master of Sicily. His strength is even higher than the Sea Wolf King Cook. The Count of Saros, who originally owned the most populous city of Catania in Sicily, was already a very powerful force. After the death of Captain Cook, it was difficult for the entire chaotic city of Palermo to compete with it. What's more, Mrs. Marlene is still taking the initiative to attack the enemy. If Palermo is always a loose sand, then it is impossible to resist the infiltration and attack of Earl Saros. Tomorrow I will let the Black Wolf pray to you. You will control the entire White Shark Harbor. Then with the identity of the White Shark owner call the 5 major gatherings of Palermo. By then, it is the best time for you to climb to the top. But I am not familiar with the fascination of life. Thieves' Guild. Fortune Chamber of Commerce is mainly for money, should not take the initiative to participate in the rule of Palermo's rulers, Green Wolf said helplessly. There has been no Thieves' Guild, 11 Way said lightly, reassured, I will help you settle all enemies. On the following day, under the gaze of countless people, the Black Wolf stepped out of the heavily guarded nest and voted for the Green Wolf. The Blue Wolf unified the White Shark Port and became the owner of the White Shark Harbor. Before the big news arrived in Palermo, the Blue Wolf had written a letter, copied 3 copies and gave it to the other 3 forces. The letter promised to meet in the heart of the city of Palermo, the arena of the Fortune Chamber of Commerce at the intersection of the Golden Coin Avenue and the Boulevard, and discuss the new order of Palermo and the plan against the Count of Saros. This afternoon, in a secret room, Ziwei painted the last gravitational master magic tattoo on the chest of the Blue Wolf. The texture of this magical tattoo has even penetrated the muscles and heart of the Blue Wolf, completely eliciting the mysterious energy of the heart of Kurur. The complexity of the entire magic tattoo is far more than the first 3, and the same power is far superior. The Blue Wolf was only overjoyed after simply experimenting with the basic functions. At this moment, he even had the courage to challenge the Count of Saros. This day is already December 12th, the 3rd day that Ziwei left Violet Island, and only 7 days left from the birthday of the sun. Ziwei Zhao and Charlotte promised to spend this Christmas day together, so he must speed up the Sicilian strategy, and the mysterious fascination is the goal of the next link. To be continued.